So we're gonna practice 360 ribcage expansion today. And the reason we're gonna do it is important. So it is helpful to understand the why behind something so that we don't just rush through it and so that we can really connect. So when we breathe, our lungs and our ribcage expands, our diaphragm and our pelvic floor kind of do this position so that air can come in. And then when we exhale, everything comes up like this. Our ribs, our lungs compress, we push air out. And that's important because we're managing pressure that way, and we're also engaging all of these muscles here. So why are we talking about this? Because a lot of times we get stuck only breathing forward and expanding our rib cage here, which pushes a lot of pressure forward, and it naturally happens pregnant, postpartum, if we have weaknesses in places. So all the air and all the pressure is pushing this way. But what we want is like a balloon that fills up 360 evenly. So our lungs, our rib cage expands 360. And so we might have to practice drills to help us expand here and back here in our rib cage, because once we get really strong 360 expansion, it helps our diaphragm to be in a better position to do its job, our pelvic floor, and it also helps these muscles in our core work more efficiently, which gives you better neutral position, stronger core in daily life, force transfer, picking up weights, putting them down. It all starts here with our breathing and then builds on that. So that was a really quick little explanation of why it's important to have expansion in your rib cage. So the first thing you're gonna do is sit on a ball, and you're just gonna play around to find neutral. So I'm just gonna like tuck my pelvis under, push it back, right? And then I find that middle of the two that feels good for me. And then we're just gonna breathe. We'll breathe in, and when we breathe in, I want you to think about the ribs, not just the belly, but the whole area here expanding and filling up with air. And then when we exhale, everything contracts to push the air out. But when you inhale, I wanna make sure that this is relaxed and that we're not pushing here or forcing air anywhere. So we're gonna breathe in and out. We can also go when we breathe out. So let's breathe in, expansion, and then contraction. So I want you to look at yourself in a mirror, if you can, or record yourself and look to see what's happening here. Yes, there'll be some movement up here. There should be some movement even here in your belly as air comes out, but the expansion should be happening everywhere. So we'll see if I can show you from here. I was a little out of neutral. Let's try again. This is why it's good to look in a mirror. So I want you to practice that for the allotted time in the workout in front of a mirror and observe, what are you seeing? What are you feeling? This will take time to practice getting expansion here and here, and I have other drills and other videos to help you get more into the lateral and the posterior rib cage.